because his dad Warren tried to race. He's done a lot of crashing in his time, fair bit of racing, but Lewis's younger brother Bradley is actually one of the UK's top pony racers. Now you say, what's pony racing? Well, it's horse racing, but younger jockeys on smaller horses. And but Bradley Kent is one of the best in the country in the UK at that. So it's a very sporting family. Lewis, this is his first time in a kart in a couple of seasons, but he will start down at the 10th row of the grid. But it's Carlos Leon who will start from pole position, kart number 223. Alongside him, Arnaud Malizia from France on the Sodi kart number 237, the very brightly liveried kart. He won the first heat, got taken out before we even got to the start of the second race. Then it is the EKR of Axel Charpentier and the Praga of Milan Petelé on row 2. Jonathan Brown from Ireland and Quique Bordas from Spain on row number 3. Row 4 will be Frank Chapard and Josh Skelton. Row 5, Alejandro Lajo Lopez and Carlos Saval. Row 6, Louis Westover and Nicholas Scholl. Hopefully Nicholas's ribs are okay and up to the task. He's obviously been cleared to race by the medical staff here at Valencia, but of course, with something like a rib, it can feel fine 1 minute, but all you got to do is clip a curb and you'll soon know if it's not fine. Carlos Dembillo and Oscar Palomo. Oscar, another of the drivers that got caught up in the start of the Heat 2 mess. They start on row number 7. Max Barnett and Alejandro Martinez on row 8. Patrick Kibble and Niels Coolen on row 9. Jack Johns and Lewis Kent row 10. Henry Laws on row number 11. We are waiting for the drivers to get into position. They come through turn number 12. Carlos Leon, the only driver so far this weekend who has had a pretty easy run of things in any of his races. He won the second heat, not at a canter, but certainly didn't have to put up with the type of stress that everyone else has had to do whilst trying to win a race so far this weekend. But the lights are out, we're off and racing, and it's a good start from Leon. And Arnaud Malizia getting swamped there. He's back to second, third, fourth, back into fifth position almost. Up into P2 has come Axel Charpentier, and then it's Jonathan Brown making a good start for the MLC team. Oh, and at the back of the pack, off camera, there's 3 karts that have collided going into turn number 4. One of them is the number 225 kart. That's 224 and 225. That is Carlos Dembillo, the MDC Motorsport driver, and Nicholas Scholl. And oh, poor old Nicholas Scholl. It went so well for him in the first heat, and it's gone terribly wrong ever since. Then Dembillo is out of the race. He's trying to get back in that CRG kart. Obviously he feels as though the kart is okay. Hopefully Nicholas Scholl's ribs are still okay. Up at the front though, it is Carlos Leon who leads, coming through turn number 13. The end of lap number 1. Axel Charpentier second. Jonathan Brown. Good start for the MLC Motorsport driver from Ireland. He runs in P3. Then it is Frank Chapard in kart 234. They go past the scene of the earlier incident, and the kart of Carlos Dembillo has been cleared. Milan Petelé runs in 6th position. The outside front row starter, race 1 winner Arnaud Malizia down in 5th. There's the battle a little bit further back between kart number 246, Oscar Palomo, and behind Oscar Palomo is the number 232 kart. That is the Uno Matricula K-Team kart of Alejandro Martinez. The leaders are now onto the back straight. Head down. Pushing on in 2nd position. That is Axel Charpentier. And look at the lead that Carlos Leon has got. Well, Carlos Leon can't take provisional pole for the pre-final because he's already got 3 points, and Jordan Brown Nutley finished his 3 heats with just 2 points. But a second win to mirror the amount of wins that Brown Nutley has taken would set Carlos Leon up very well indeed. And at the moment he shows no sign of dropping back as Jonathan Brown passes Axel Charpentier. So Brown ahead of Charpentier in kart number 247, then Chapard on the red speed cart, 4th. And Malizia, the back of that 4-cart train, in 5th position. And there goes Frank Chapard. So Frank, in cart number 2, 3, 4, the only driver on a red speed chassis here. He takes over 3rd place. But Carlos Leon, well, the gap was 1.5 seconds. It was 9/10 of a second at the end of lap number 3. We complete lap number 4. Oh, sorry, we go on to lap number 4 rather, and it's 1.5 seconds. Jonathan Brown is fighting a rear guard action going into turn number 3. There's a move for 4th place. For 3rd place rather, Axel Charpentier moves into P3 at the expense of Frank Chapard. But already, before we've even reached half distance, it looks as though Carlos Leon has scarpered and won't be caught. Looking a bit further back, Nicholas Shaw has retired. So has Carlos Dembilio. So Shaw, hopefully that is a mechanical issue, not a rib-related issue. We'd like to say that at least Nicholas can heal up overnight, but anyone who's cracked a rib will tell you there is no such thing as a quick heal. So will we see Nicholas tomorrow? Well, hopefully, but he's had 2 poor results now and is destined to join his teammate Dean McDonald in the second chance race. Here's Jonathan Brown still holding off Axel Charpentier in second. Behind them, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carts all in a line, led by Arnaud Malizia. And he's being chased down by Frank Chapard, Alejandro Lajos Lopez, Quique Bordas, Milan Petele, and the rest. But Carlos Leon is unconcerned with all of that. He is just motoring serenely on. He's now 2 seconds up the road. And that, in karting, is like a lifetime. We're on lap number 5 now, so at the end of this lap, we'll have reached halfway. We'll be starting the second half of this race. Brown is under pressure from Charpentier. There is Carlos Leon going through the chicane. Oh, and across the curb goes Charpentier. And he was clattering over the curb, and I would say that's knocked the chain off that EKR kart, and it has. Charpentier was bouncing over the curb, and as he came out, suddenly the kart died. Now, I'm not saying 100% of the chain, but it certainly looked like it could have been. He really did hit the curb a lot, and then that must have bounced something off the kart because it literally stopped there and then, and he just coasted to a halt. So, Axel Charpentier, well, he was looking at a potential top 4 grid position. Now, that won't happen. He'll keep dropping down the order. He trots across the circuit, and of course that has now left Jonathan Brown all on his own in second place. It's left Carlos Leon with a 2.5 second lead. There comes Brown in cart number 215. He's now being chased down by Malizia and then Frank Chapard. Behind Frank Chapard, you've got a small gap before you get to Milan Petele with the black nose cone and a bright yellow coloured crash helmet. Petele has got Quique Bordas, Alejandro Lajo Lopez and Oscar Paloma right behind him. So the Spanish drivers recovering well in this race, but they're not having it all their own way, although maybe they are now. There goes Malizia. Well, he's not Spanish, he's French. But there's a queue of Spaniards right behind Chapard and Petele. So we've got 3 Frenchmen now in the top 5. But it's a Spaniard leading. And behind the top 5, we've got another 3 Spaniards all looking to try and close in. Warning flag goes out to number 239, Carlos Saval. Out of my view, he has done something that he shouldn't have. And he's there in 9th place, so he is. Oh, and problem there. There's over the grass goes Jonathan Brown. Now, a problem is that for Jonathan Brown? Well, looks like it may be. As we start lap number 8, Malizia comes through clearly in second place. We'll see if Jonathan Brown comes back up to speed. There's Malizia in second. Third is now Petele. Then it's Quique Bordas. Then Lajo Lopez. So Frank Chapard has dropped back. And 2 laps ago, Charpentier and Brown were both battling for second place. And now neither of them are in the top 10. One of them's out of the race. Jonathan Brown, is he going to recover? I think he may just about recover. He's got Patrick Kibble not far behind him, but he's actually in 10th place. It's Henry Laws that is now behind Jonathan Brown. We're on lap number 8. So, Carlos Leon's lead, nearly 4 seconds as we complete lap number 8. There he goes across the start-finish line. Good battle back in the pack. Through the turn 13 chicane. That's Josh Skelton, Carlos Saval, Oscar Palomo, and Frank Chapard all squabbling over 6th position. No one can hold a candle to the race leader, who is already coming into turn number 5 now, and nobody else has even got the apex of turn number 4. So it's Malizia, followed by Petele, then Kike Bordas and Alejandro Lajo Lopez. Behind Alejandro Lopez, a big gap back to Carlos Saval. Then Oscar Palomo, Josh Skelton, Frank Chapard, Henry Laws rounds out the top 10. Through the turn 13 chicane goes our leader. Milan Petele grabs P2 from Arnaud Malizia. So Petele into P2, Malizia down to 3rd. And Malizia's still got Kike Bordas with that red race suit. And then Alejandro Lajo Lopez in cart number 233 behind him. But Carlos Leon continues to motor serenely on. This is the final lap. And Leon can stroll home. It's going to be a second win. He will, subject of course to scrutineering, he will be sharing the front row of the pre-final grid with Jordan Brown Nutley tomorrow. Who is going to finish second, though, is anyone's guess. Petele has it, and they're all filing now down the back straight. Leon, unaware of what's going on behind him. Petele and Malizia second and third, but Carlos Leon 2 wins out of 3, and another Saturday afternoon drive in the park for Carlos Leon. Milan Petele finishes 4 seconds behind him in second place. Then it's Arnaud Malizia, Kike Bordas, Alejandro Lajo Lopez, Carlos Saval in 6th. Then Louis Westover 7th. Mentioned Louis all race. Frank Chapard in 8th. Josh Skelton 9th. Henry Laws is 10th. Followed by number 232. Alejandro Martinez. Poor old Jonathan Brown comes home in 12th place. Jack Johns, a good run for Jack Johns in 13th. Then it's Oscar Palomo 14th. Patrick Kibble 15th. Then Max Barnett, Niels Coolan, Lewis Kent. Lewis in 18th place was the last driver still running because Axel Charpentier, Nicolas Scholl and Carlos Dembilio all failed to finish. Back into the pit, so Carlos Leon, that is his second comprehensive win of the day. Interesting that Brown Nutley and Carlos Leon both on the Alonso chassis.